Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This is a thrift haul video, and I use the hashtags Thrifty Canucks, hosted by Kim Newberg, Thrifted Treasures, hosted by Dale from Not Too Shabby Chic, and Thrifty Thursday, hosted by Sherry of Turquoise Dreaming. And I'm kind of assuming that if you tune in and watch these sorts of videos, it's because you love thrifting and want to see what other people are finding in their part of the world. Now, I'll try to be quick, and I did sort of pre-sort and cut some bags open just to save a bit of time. I was going to apologize for what I think might be a longish video, but then I'm also thinking that if you tune into videos like this, it's because you want to see them. And I know that in the beginning, when I was, like, I've always loved thrift stores and secondhand and seeing the possibilities and, to upcycle and recycle and just reuse something that someone else has discarded and that you're able to get at a really good price. When I started this paper crafting, journal making odyssey, it seemed like there were other things that I began looking for. And sometimes the only way to know what to look for and what to have on your wish list is to see what other people have gotten, have found, and what use they propose for those items. So my thrifting habits have definitely changed over the last few years. So let's begin. This pile here is kind of stationery related. Now this was a bag. Oh, and I should say that what you see here is a result of, I found my Value Village 20% off coupons. So Value Village, the Goodwill bin place, whatever that's called, as well as a bookseller. So I don't know that it matters what I got where, but 3 different sources, essentially. So this was in this bag, and this, of course, was not the page that was showing. Basically, I gather that it's like, well, it is like a bingo game, and there were actually a couple little golf course type pencils. So there are these different varieties of bingo cards, so to speak, and I guess this was a way to amuse children. Do we have a date here? 86. To amuse kids on a car ride. This predates iPads. And, oh, I thought I pulled out all the cardboards. And essentially, if you saw a moving van or a cow, you'd check it off. I don't know if there were prizes or not, but I think this is still pretty cute. And I have to say that when I was thrifting on these last couple of times here, I also had in mind some of the people that I am now collecting items for. I know that that's a common practice among sort of these my American girls. So I've gotten a little smarter. I now have these oversized envelopes with each person's name on them. And as I come across items either out there in the world, as Angie would say, or Angela would say, in the wild, or within my own stash, I now am sort of filing as I go. So there will be some of those items where I had specific people in mind. Now this, because this was at the Goodwill place and you pay by the pound, I didn't do this, but I was trying to sort of break the rest of the cover off, thinking, well, I don't need that. But then I thought, oh, come on, don't be that cheap. Plus it has this pocket here. So I'm thinking and it's got this embossed thing. This must have been a promotional item at a conference or something. I'm thinking that I could easily repair that, and I have a really nice little journal, even if I just use it for my own sort of business planning purposes, plus this pocket here, and, you know, the built-in bookmark. So anyway, so that's that. This, oh, and another place that I was, that I visited was a reuse center where, I mean, it was pretty slim pickings, I do have to say that. But for now, the items are at no cost to you, but they do weigh what you're taking just so they can see how many pounds or tons they have diverted from landfill. So anyway, this is an unopened package of Stonehenge, 16 pieces of writing paper and 4 designs. Now, Stonehenge, of course, is that, you know, rock formation. So that is intact. They also have little odds and ends of paper pads. I thought this was kind of cute. This is got the Campbell's Kid on it. 1999 is the date on it, and these are cardstock weight recipe cards. This top one is soiled, but again, that probably erases, or we just slap down some a sticker. So there are those. This is a very, well, it says 30 sheets, and it says quality vellum. So this is sort of back in the day when, or it, no, it doesn't even, I don't know, it doesn't feel like vellum. Maybe this got tucked in here and it doesn't really belong. I don't know. One of the chore charts, one of the early, when I bought the not the membership, but I bought the tuition for Lifebook, which is run by Tamara Laporte. One of the artists whose sessions I took advantage of was, oh, now I've forgotten her name. It doesn't matter. But she's kind of seemed to be I don't know if she was the originator or she just really took it to the next level. Something called Smash Books. And this is the sort of composition book that now even though it says Dollarama on there, this must be fairly old because it's certainly a better quality than you can buy now. So I'm thinking maybe it's time to revisit the whole Smash Book idea too, because this definitely feels better than the ones I have currently. You know, things like this. Yeah. What can I say? Then there were a bunch of craft books. Now this, you can see, has definitely seen better days, but isn't that what we like about it? And I think it's hard to find dates on these things at the best of times. But look at these kids. Are these 50s kids? So, you know, with these knit and purl and the different abbreviations and the numbers, it almost looks like a foreign language, which is great for collage. Oh, this is the other part of that girl. I should try to keep that intact so I could repair it if I want to. But won't these be cute to turn into cards? The well-dressed girl wore knitted leggings too, and a little tam. So I thought those were pretty cute. And again, you know, obviously, the thing is not intact, but again, does that matter when the first thing we do is rip things apart? Didn't think so. So yeah, there are a bunch of cute pages here. This is not, I didn't try to see if there are any pages missing or whatever. I'm sure there are, but I don't see it. Oh, look at that dapper young man. Oh, now is that kind of not a, maybe this book is older than I think it is. I don't know. One only of this multi-part job work order. So I grabbed that. I have some of these. This was, remember when people actually printed their photos, and archival photo boxes were the rage, and they came in millions of designs and covers. And these were the dividers that you used to separate your photos. So in the past, I've done probably it was a 100-day project where I decoupaged over them, and these tabs sort of became, you know, they were sticking out the edge of a page once you glued them down. So this could be a tab sticking out of the page, you know, right side or left side, and the rest of it could be a tuck spot or a pocket or whatever. Now it's rather wide for most pages, but anyway, now I'm in the process of trying to get a grip on my gift wrap because I have, oh my God, I have so much. And I'm going to be putting it in, you know, sort of themes, you know, floral versus juvenile versus wedding versus baby. But of course, the way you have an abundance of stuff is to grab more when you see it. This is nice and cheery, and it would be, you know, easy enough to cut out different elements to decorate a gardening journal or whatever. Okay, I didn't even read what it says. A friend is a gift whose worth can only be measured by the heart. Beautiful like a rose, gentle like a violet. So there's that one. This is obviously old. This is a Hallmark, but no date. So that's really cute, but that's a small piece. I don't particularly like cats, but I took this because I know there are people who do, and I can think of at least one person who should be getting this in the Happy Mail movement. Not so sure about this one, except that those little kids are cute. And certainly easy enough to rough cut around that. Roses are a perennial favorite. This is not open, but I don't know how glossy or not this might be. One time I've seen on videos, okay, it has a barcode. I've seen on videos where people try to date things by, oh, it's got a barcode. Oh, it doesn't have a barcode. So I Googled barcodes, and truly the guy that invented barcodes in the first place, that's really old technology. But I think it became a widespread use in the mid-70s. So, I mean, that is 50 years ago. Anyway, this isn't too bad. I picked this because of the drama of the black background. And when I see something like this, I'm thinking, why have I not done any art journal videos lately? I need to, and expect that to happen. Now, if this isn't by far, hands down, the best, the sweetest, most beautiful paper you've ever seen, then I don't know what to say. So it's got a pale pink background. And now kittens are cute, I'll give you that. So there are these little crafty type baskets of knitting and lace and whatnot. Sweet little girls. with predominantly these greeny teal colors. Again, isolated enough that a person could, you know, square that off or rough cut a rough tear around it. And yeah, so expect to see a video or more about just using wallpaper, or not wallpaper, gift wrap. I have done that in the past, just sort of isolated projects, but we need to get a grip on that. This is just tissue. I kind of gravitate to tissue whenever I see it. This is Mr. and Mrs. Now, I didn't really know what this was, but I took it anyway. Foreign language. Oh, see, this looks to me like Japanese or something, but yet it says Paris. So I guess these are essentially perfumes, and it looks like it's French. So there's that. These were just, well, I guess this is a pad. Just oversized ledger sheets. 16 by, whoops, try it this way, by 13.5 roughly. So again, these are great to use almost like a desk pad. If you're stamping or spraying or doing some thing where you need to protect your work surface and you don't mind creating basically a background at the same time. So that's probably how these will get used. Now, the rest of this pile is calendars. And I just grabbed any that I thought would either be material to throw into some of those Happy Mail envelopes that I'm working on, or just really pretty scenes. So, you know, obviously some of these have typically seasonal, as calendars tend to be. You know, so just, that's really sweet. Now, now that I know that Angela is an old cowgirl, not old, but a cowgirl from way back and loves horses and rodeo, I seem to be seeing horses everywhere. So, there may be some horses coming your way, my dear. Oh, I probably shouldn't have taken this one. This one, well, oh my God, the smell of smoke. You know what? These are photographs. Not as thrilled about photographs. However, that's not my call to make. Anyway, I probably should have left that one behind. Oh my God, the smoke smell. And of course, I couldn't smell that in the store. Now, these two are about teapots. So I'll just show you rather than trying to flip these big pages. So wouldn't some of this be great to fussy cut for a tea journal? And you know, right off the bat, when I first understood what this whole journal business is about, I had a bunch of those plastic bins with covers. I think I bought them at Dollarama probably. And tea time was one of the first categories that I started throwing things into. Have I ever done a tea journal? No. Now this one has a really nice feel to it. It feels like that linen-y paper. And I thought, based on this, I'm thinking, oh, that's going to be cool. Look at vintage, blah, blah, blah. However, when I flipped it open a while ago, the images are, well, this one isn't bad. Some of them are so esoteric and artsy-fartsy that you just, it's like something like this. Oh, somebody ripped something out of here. But aren't these beautiful? Let me pull out this ruler. 13 by almost 12. Now, the rest of these things, I believe, are all in these cool envelopes. So this one is called Hoof Beats. And I thought some of them had price tags on them. So this, okay, this is what, 2019, I think. Sorry, I keep flashing stuff in front of the camera. 2019, this cost $23. Somebody paid $23 for this. But the beauty here is that these are like art prints. Oh my goodness. It looks like anyone who had the horse calendars was also a smoker. But just gorgeous. And obviously of a size that, you know, could be journal pages. Plus this kind of beautiful envelope. It's coming up. I mean, the glue has let go because it's old, but so, Angela. Okay, so I'm not going to open all of these. I'll just show you the back page. So this is Birds of a Feather. So again, really cute. Oh, price has gone up. This is $28, 2016. Hoof Beats, again, 2020. Sorry, that crashing sound is me throwing them on the floor, just so I have some room here. Great Outdoors. So this is sort of the cabin culture, I guess. You know, with boats and water and so on. A Place to Call Home. And these all seem to, most of them seem to be Pine Ridge Art Incorporated. So obviously they get the rights from artists to do. See, I love this one with the old houses and so on. I need to do a house journal. This one, Sugar and Spice, again, Pine Ridge. So those are cool. You know, when I see something like that, and we've all done it to our own kids and even grandkids, how did we not pull those arms out of those little sockets? That's what I want to know. You know, you twirl those kids around in a circle till you get dizzy. And then the last one is another outdoors one. So I thought I really did well with those calendars. Okay, what should we do next? Now, maybe I'll do this pile. Now, I don't know if I'll ever do another Christmas journal, so I'm not even sure why I'm gathering these things up. Oh, the little crosses gone askew. This is like a dimensional card. I just thought that was really sweet. Obviously used, but I've got a weakness for little houses. And actually, if those trees were removed, those houses could be, oh, there are wreaths in the windows. So I was going to say they could be any street. Oh, I didn't intend to show that. Lucky Money envelopes. So who doesn't love Asian characters and the vibrancy of red? Now, sometimes, and this is I guess to show how where a person has ended up. Oh, here's an old card. I grab things like this. Like most people would think, what the heck? You know, I mean, most other people that are in this thrift place. Okay, this is from 72. Pretty darn nice handwriting. This is from the Toronto Star, where somebody has, just like in the movies, somebody has circled some rental units. Oh my goodness. Okay, what was the year on this? 1973. Do you know in Eglinton, Bathurst, you could have gotten a large sublet, large 3-bedroom. Oh no, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Eglinton Keel, 1 and 2 bedrooms, hydro, parking, $140 and $160. Now I think that's how much coffee costs. I don't know if this was a Christmas card list, but I see Aunt Hazel was going to get whatever it was. I'm thinking this is a Christmas card list because look how you got, 3 years probably worth of check marks there. And then this is Season's Greetings from someone in Kyoto, Japan. Is there a... can't really tell what that date stamp is. But look at that, like, cherry blossom thing on the back. Then, I just love this. Look at... So this says that, and this top mat is dirty. Again, that may come clean, but if not, it's double matted, so... but anyway, it says the Sacred Sisterhood of Wonderful Wacky Women. Now, is that almost not a good hashtag? Membership open to anyone who considers herself a wonderful, wacky woman. And it is, I think, essentially a sisterhood. And that's not to exclude any men in the audience. But I just thought, like, this just jumped at me because, number one, it can be a studio decoration, the colors, the purple background. So I was looking at this a while ago. I'll take a moment to read this because I think it's pretty good. So, do we have a date here? Not really. The Sacred Sisterhood of Wonderful Wacky Women. They always knew their friendship was a sacred sisterhood, a tapestry of joy one to another, but looking back over the years, they now realize just how much their lives have intertwined. Through marriages, children, triumphs, and tragedies, they leaned on each other, facing challenges together with empathy, joy, sorrow, and much more than just a few fits of irrepressible laughter. With hearts knit together in unity and love, this friendship of wonderful, wacky women is a blessing they will never take for granted, a sisterhood that will last forever. So anyway, the artist, I guess, was someone by the name of Susie Toronto. So it says, why no faces? The concept began over a decade ago with my 8-year-old son who's adopted. One day he innocently asked, Mommy, who is she that grew me in her tummy? Wanting to answer but not knowing much, I replied, I'll draw you a picture of her. I sketched out she who was with child and patterned it after myself that day, right down to my untamed hair and bare feet. I wanted him to think he was no better off and no worse off. He was just with the mom God wanted him to have. I left the character faceless to allow him to imagine what she looked like. It satisfied him, and he went on with his child's play. Today, at the age of 20, he's my biggest fan. And the Sacred Sisterhood of Wonderful Wacky Women, which stands for all that is good and right in the world, has captured the imagination of millions. My bright tropical colors. English is my first language. My bright tropical colors and signature barefoot style are a result of growing up in Hawaii and are a symbol of my wild and wacky outlook on life. One day, if I have a chance to meet you, look down. Most likely, I'll still be barefoot. So, again, I'll attempt to clean this if I can. This is one of those things I wouldn't go to the expense of framing, but certainly I have enough bookcases that I could just lean this, you know, do that artful staging thing. Should I not be turning the other way when I see anything tree related? But these are obviously someone took these photos and went to the expense of printing them. I'd say that's an 8 by 10 size. So yeah, I took them. This had an old Woodward's price tag on it, an old Salvation price tag on it, ironically the same amount. So I cut it open a while ago because I didn't really know what I was buying other than the color was good. So this is actually a folio. Now it has holes punched, but it also has these deep pockets. So obviously there aren't very many in there. Oh, only 3, but there are possibilities there. This is just a regular, you know, lunch bag type book, but it's on, you know, sort of it has that rustic, old-timey look to it because of the colors. Not sure if I should have bought this or not. Like, I do have filing cabinets, and I do, with the hanging files, I've got the little plastic, you know, the little plastic thing that you insert and then can put a label on, and those are obviously interchangeable. This also, this one says that it's permanent, so these things, these labels will cover whatever is underneath. You know, sometimes when I reuse file folders, some cover things better than others. So, again, don't know about that. Now, this, too, is a piece of art that someone obviously made in 2001. It's called Sky Lilies, and I'm thinking that maybe this is, like, the perspective seems a bit off. So I think if you were looking at a pond with lily pads, this is not how it would look necessarily. Something is slightly off. Not that it bothers me, because again, I love those colors. But maybe because it says Sky Lilies, maybe this is an interpretive thing where the darkness represents the sky as well, almost like these little starbursts. I don't know. And maybe with the glare, you don't even know what I'm talking about. But I thought that was cool. Oh, and there's this. I'm going to have to show it to you in stages. So it's, again, this would have cost, way back when, this would have cost $6.95. And this is dated 2008. So it's on basically kind of a cardstock. It's got this artsy feel to it. And then it says, to hold a horse, you need a bridle. To hold a woman, you need a heart. The clay card, Sudraka, Ashland. So is that in California? 2008. I just thought this was very unique. Number one, I like things that are weird sizes. That's why quite often when I painted things, I did, you know, short and long. No, that's that sounds like an oxymoron. I did things that weren't very tall in height, but were really wide, because again, I like offbeat things that are different. Miscellaneous stuff. This to me looked really old because it's 39 cents, but also these little swords were things that I sort of remember from my youth. You know, people would poke them into little hors d'oeuvres or have them nearby so that if you wanted to pick up an olive or a pickle or whatever, you could use these. So that was just a nostalgia thing. This is an oversized eraser. And again, it's gross. I would never use it to erase anything. But it will lend itself perfectly to carving into it for creating my own stamps. And if you haven't seen that video, you should, because it's pretty good. Something like this is just fun. And this will go on my, bookcase with my dice of different colors. And other little miniature things that I have. I mean, not that these are miniatures, these are oversized. Now this, if I'd have had more time, I would have done a little better with this. There were, in one of these bins, there were several of these cases. And of course, curiosity killed the cat. I had to open it to see what was inside. Now, here it says geological rentals and services, and there's some phone numbers. Staticky dust on here. And there's a label at the end here. Anyway, there were several of these cases with all these little, well, they're not test tubes, obviously, but I would say they're like little sample things. And geological makes me think either soil or rock or something like that. Or I guess even water, it could be water. So I grabbed a couple of these thinking this may be a great thing to use for if I ever go through my beads. And sometimes you've got those packages of seed beads or whatever. This would clearly show what a person has. It doesn't take up much space because it's very shallow. It's just a bit over an inch in height. And I thought I had more loose ones because, of course, there were a bunch of loose ones where I guess other people had opened them. And anyway, I have two of them. I'm thinking I can share some of these bottles. If a person wanted to send something to someone, it's not very big, like some sequins or something. Although I suppose it's more fun, or confetti, more fun to just throw it loose into that would be mean. Okay, how are we doing for time? Well, 37 minutes. I do have more, but maybe I can speed up a bit here. Sorrentino's is a chain of, it says restaurant group. So they are a little higher end restaurant here in Edmonton. This is balsa wood, and I just thought it was so cool that it bends like fabric. And I would think that, they must have sold either sauces or spices or something in this, or maybe it was a courtesy thing. But I just thought that was really cool. And of course, I could, although this is embossed, I could cover that up. I could put whatever I want in there, or I could do nothing. How's that for options? Again, why am I still gathering up Christmas stuff? Who knows? Now, with these colors, I suspect that this is kind of old. This yellowing kind of tells me it's cold. And it says Christmas recipes. So there is a card that includes a recipe and a Christmas greeting. Now, I think most of them were this peppermint stick ice cream. Peppermint. Popcorn balls. Oh, so the recipe matches the outer design. And then this one is plum pudding. So they're actually pretty cool because they do have that retro-ish feeling to them. Plus this box looks kind of ancient. Okay. I did tell you that I went to Value Village because I found one of my coupons, but I have another one that expires before the end of December. So we shall see. I don't know why I'm such a sucker for stationery sets. This one clearly is intact because it has never been opened. Oh, and it's a real box. That's always a bonus. Sometimes you just get the bottom. Aww. Aww. Can we all say together in unison? Aww. Maybe she's going to grow up to be one of those wacky, wonderful women because she's barefoot. Anyway, so, oh, I shouldn't have thrown that cellophane away just yet. Okay, so 10 decorated letters, so that's like a watermark type design. 8 envelopes, a memo pad, and a fridge. Oh, that's a fridge magnet. That's cool. So there's that. Now, well, I'll do the books next, I guess. I'll pull them in one by one. Okay, so here is this, my book house. Now, I have several of these. I'll worry about the price tag later. And again, I love this aqua orange combo. Some of my other books have it as well. And of course, we know that these have great illustrations. They tend to be, you know, either black and white or have sort of that color tinting to them. And, you know, for people who love orange and black, that is really cool. And since this is just an isolated copy, not part of a set like some of my others, you know, maybe there has to be a video on just deconstructing one of these and creating as many things as will come as are possible out of one volume. Oh, you know what? And now, the other thing I'm doing, and it's, you know, I guess it's just a research thing at this point, because certainly it is expensive to mail anything, whether in Canada or to the States, but I now understand, because I have different entries for different people, that Sandy, aka Wilhelmina, loves pirates now and tall ships. Now, it makes sense because I remember her writing comments about something or other. I've forgotten the context or the content, even for that matter, but she did it like in a pirate voice in writing, you know, arr, aye, matey, you know, that kind of stuff. So now it's all starting to fit together. Anyway, so these books are lovely. This one, now, I think we've all established, or if you've been paying attention, you know that I would never buy a cookbook because I have any intention of cooking. But I saw the spine of this and I thought, oh, Kellogg's and the color, you know, the red, white, and blue, blah, blah, blah. This could be very interesting. I don't think it's particularly old, but look at, okay, 2006. Look at the vintage things to cherry pick and fussy cut out of here. Millions of, oh, nutritional information. How many calories? I'm not going to show you every page because that would be silly. But look at, like, would this not make, number one, a great collage, or mini tags, or use them for the basis of dangles? And there's some food photography. But again, it's these vintagey things that are just priceless. I'll show you a couple more. I haven't even flipped through this myself. If that's not a Norman Rockwell, then I don't know what is. Another sort of collage type page. Oh, you guys. I try to squeeze in videos, watching videos, you know, whether I'm eating breakfast or getting ready in the morning or whatever. So I was watching Diane Hubert. She had gotten some Happy Mail, 4 books in 2 packages from a very loyal customer, and clearly someone who loves her very much. She sent her some books, and I'll tell you, immediately I added the author's name, Catherine Preston, to the notes on my phone, along with the titles. I quickly texted it to my daughter because, of course, they're still asking for my Christmas wish list. And I thought, well, if someone can find this for me and buy it, then yahoo. So one title is, I might get this wrong, The Scrapbook of Frankie Pratt. Now, it's a novel, but it's done with these kinds of things and what appear to be handwritten entries. And it's just page after page after page of these kinds of images. Then there's a follow-up one. Now, I did some Googling, and I know the whatever. So the first one is maybe 2000, I don't know, 11 or 17 or something like that. And it is now available apparently in paperback. I don't know if the paperback would be as good, to be honest, but the other book, the follow-up book, was called The War Brides or something. So same scenario, all vintagey things, handwritten, and of course, because Diane has, such good access to old ephemera, she has the originals of some of the things she found as she flipped through the book. I highly suggest that you watch that video because it is, it's awesome. Now, maybe I shouldn't have told you that. It's going to drive up the price of those books. Apparently, the woman that sent them to her, the subscriber that sent them to her, found 2 of them in thrift stores. 2 sets of these 2 books. She bought them for Diane and then thought, maybe I would use them myself. So she went back and bought the other 2. Anyway, enough gushing on about that. That's how a video gets to be so long, people. Okay, this one, I might even have it, but I thought, I had my discount coupon, 1984. Discount coupon. If this is a duplicate, I can certainly rip it up and start using it. I thought this was quite cute. Well, not cute, but nice. Dust jacket and then like a gold embossed branch of some kind there. Look at the end papers. Floral timetable. Anyway, this is from the 60s, if I remember correctly, 1965. So it's the Guide to Garden, Shrubs, and Trees. So it's got pages like this. You'd want to hinge that so you don't have to. I thought I was going to say they're pretty good for fussy cutting because they're not quite as small as some others. It also has these black and white. Anyway, so it's a combination of black and white line drawings as well as these colored plates. And it is a thick book. And of course, books are printed this way because of economy. It is not, or is it? Oh, you know what? I think it's glued. Although it almost looks like it's, let me find what might be. No, I think I'm out of luck. Anyway, a beautiful book. Let's see how many pages, roughly. Over 400 pages, about 450 pages. So, and there's the guy. And then this, I can't remember, it was Angela. Was it you, of course it wouldn't be Royal Canadian, that found pilot logbooks? Believe it or not, I found these at Valley Village. And, you know, the old farm motto around here, one is good, then four must be better. This one is, look at the color, is totally unused. Not a speck of writing in it. So these are sewn signatures. Did you hear that crunching? Yes. I can deconstruct this one. Let's see what we're talking about for size. 7.5 by 8.5. But, you know, clearly, if this was taken out of there, a person could fold this back. But is this not just the cat's meow? And believe it or not, the empty one was $3 cheaper than the one that has entries in it. So this one, that's the guy, I guess. The first entry is 1958. So he's used probably a blue fountain pen. Got this stamp here, you know, flying time. Okay, certified correct. So somebody had to validate that. And it goes all the way up to 78. So, you know, more than half the book has entries, which is, again, the cat's meow. Oh, and you know what? They have a running total at the bottom. Yeah, because here, the total of this page was 91 hours and 5 minutes. Here, we're at 1,100. Here, we're at almost 1,400, 1,500. And then, of course, different colored inks, and it's just beautiful. Okay, let's speed things up. This is a herringbone tweed thing with an Air Canada logo. I've never been in first class, so this is probably as close I'm ever going to get. Oh, I didn't realize there's a peppermint in there too. Eat that at your own risk. Earplugs. A pair of cushy, oh, they're tube socks, and a sleep mask. Plus this cool little thing. Would that not be cute to would that not be cute to tuck a little journal in? Magnetic closure, clearly. Anyway, this has to be a little bit old because nobody uses earplugs anymore. Everybody has earbuds and headphones, and goodness knows. This may look like leather, and that's what I'm counting on. The fact that this looks and feels like leather, but in fact, each of these they're faux. They're 100% polyurethane. So, you know, obviously there's enough to either bundle and sell in a shop or share. So that was nice. I think I kind of have a weakness for spools of twine. Now, again, this, I don't know if this would ever be used for journal purposes, but you know, there are other times you need twine. So whether, you know, you're tying up a plant in the garden or whatever, this is a new roll of ribbon, 5 yards, 2 inches wide, and it's a gold metallic. And there's this too. This is just a Dollarama thing. It is organza mesh, and of course it's like a spider web. But I wouldn't care about that. can't ever imagine doing a Halloween journal because that's just goofy, in my humble opinion. This mauve colored bits and pieces of lace. It's kind of that tulle stuff with some stitching on there. So there's that. I took this off its spool because there wasn't that much, but this is a cotton ribbon that, again, could be page edging or the basis of some clusters or whatever. A bit of, two pieces of this. Now, this must have been salvaged from something. Oh, maybe this was a wide cuff on a something or other. Off a sleeve, I, of course, would cut this open. Oh, somebody did cut the other one open. Which is the right side here? I'd say this is. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is just something that I need to put on a card. So that's kind of a cute lace. And it's also the one where you could run a 1/8 inch ribbon through there or gather it up or whatever. Here's another scrap of lace. And then this, I really like this as well. So this is also tubular. So I'm not sure what this would have been, but oh, this has been cut open, but yet it's not as wide as the other one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think that could read as copper. So I'm doing something copper. And remember, you heard it here first. A very cute little stocking. I would probably deconstruct this. But, when you get something that's quilted, it already adds that dimension to something, So do you open up? Oh, I guess it's got two seams here. Is it directional? It could be a mini journal cover or whatever. And then I needed this, like I needed a hole in the head. But did that stop me from taking it? This obviously well worn. Smells so good though. Somebody clearly washed it before donating it. Christmas tablecloth. And you can see that it's got a fairly substantial sized design in the corner, as well as the border. So, maybe something like this ends up getting cut into remnant-sized pieces and becomes the basis of a Christmas kit, next year, because obviously this year's already gonzo. So maybe watch for this to appear in a shop near you. And I should be also plugging the Makers Market. I have some journals listed there. There's a whole bunch of, there are an increasing number of sellers, increasing number of range and style and so on of products. So it is worth checking out. And there's also the opportunity to claim a $5 off. I don't know if it's a code or a coupon or whatever for your first order. So that is a good thing as well. I picked this up. Now, I didn't open it all out and check it every square inch of it. But honestly, oh, maybe there's a boo-boo here. It looks mint to me. Oh, see, spoke too soon. Again, some of these things, let me give it the old smell test. Could probably be freshened up a bit. Mind you, it almost kind of feels like it's been starched too, so I guess if I washed it, I'd lose that effect. But look at how easy it will be to separate these medallions. and they are clearly of different sizes. So these that are about, maybe 3.5 inches in size, and these little connecting ones, plus this gorgeous border and these sort of this scalloped edge. So I thought that was great. And one last item, and then you are free to go and live your life. This was one of those Value Village bags, whatever. I cut off the top a while ago. I have not looked at this. But what I could tell from looking through the bag was that there were a number of crocheted flat elements. So someone must have been making these to sell or whatever. Here's an angel with a 250 on it. Oh my goodness, there's a little tiny, so there's a puppy hanging in there. I mean, this is obviously squashed from being jammed in a bag, but that's a little ornament. Oh my goodness. So I'll just quickly spread this out so I can see what's what. Now, a bell like that's way too, thick. But there are a number of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's a bigger one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, maybe 17 of those. These are a thicker thread, more like a coaster, I guess, than anything. Okay, let's see what else there is. An angel. An angel with a stuffed head. So these, well, a person would have to investigate this a bit. Or I suppose it could be on top of a journal. Again, if I ever do another Christmas journal. This is like, I guess, like a cornucopia type shape. Oh, this is Art Space 2014. This is foam. Anyway, that's probably. And then, okay, a bell. I showed you the bell. Here's another cornucopia thing. A hat. A bell with some, here's another, a fan. Is this a booty? Oh, that is sweet. There's enough here that a person could almost do a theme tree. This is a baby buggy. Mind you, take the wheels off, it looks like a pierogi too. Oh, another one of these, so that's 18. And then these things with these little creepy doll heads. And look at her eyes open. Well, you probably can't see that, but okay, see how she sleeps? Articulating hands. Oh, she's wearing a diaper too. Little articulating feet, but honestly, that is a creepy little face. Could this hair look any more fake? But there's a lot of lace here to be salvaged. Oh, and a pipe cleaner to give it some, I guess, its shape. You can poof out her skirt. Are those cinnamon hearts from another era? Yeah, they've stained the crochet. Here's another one of those girls, but she has her hair in a modern bob. Here's another girl with a bob. This looks like a donut. Well, no, I guess we'd call that a wreath. Little gold bow. Is this the same creepy little, two little creepy dolls. A cute little wreath with a candle, so that is flat enough to be used. And then another one of these things with a little Santa in there. And on that note, I say arrivederci. thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. I think this has been a mixed bag of items. I will obviously separate out the Christmas things and put them away for another year. These things that I'm going to deconstruct, I'll probably do that before I do that, packing away. But I hope that this has been inspirational or entertaining or something to you. And if you like what you see, please subscribe, comment. You can tell me what your favorite item was. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.